Hey guys, it's Ed from East's Bushcraft. I'm out here today making some burdock containers and I thought I'd show you how to do it. The first thing you need to do is find yourself a dead burdock. Typically in the winter time you'll find them really easily. They'll be standing proud and without any leaves on them. They still have the stalk and stems remaining. Here I found myself quite a large burdock. So what I'll do now is I'll pull it out the ground and I'll cut off the dead roots and I'll just take a nice straight clear section of the stalk that I need. What you notice with burdock is the outside is like a woody plant material and the inside is like a pithy sponge. So I've got a smaller one here that I've had at home that I've brought out with me, which is dried. As you can see, it's a lighter in colour, and this one is one we've cut down today. The pith on the inside is what we need to remove, and we also need to bung it with some wood. The size of wood that you're after is larger than the burdock, otherwise you won't be able to bung it. So I've gone and found myself a nice piece of hawthorn that I've cut down. It's quite spongy here, so I probably won't use this much. I'll probably cut it down to about here. And then I'll remove a bit of the outside as well. So that size would probably be kind of ideal since it looks like it would fit and bung that end right now. So we'll save that and we'll use this. And I've also got myself a smaller piece of hawthorn for this size here. As you can see, it's a similar size to that. So for the burdock, we'll just use our little multi-tool. Start taking them off just to start making the pot flush, and all these older looser bits we'll remove them as well. As the pot dries they'll brush off a lot easier, but we can start doing that now. And I want a pot about this long, so what we'll do is we'll go and cut it here and we'll do a little incision, a little scoring around the outside, and then start eating into that. What you'll find is when you're doing this you don't need to go too deep because there's the pith there. So bear that in mind when you're applying pressure, because you don't want to actually cut all the way through. So here we have our piece. So it's going to be the main trunk of the pot. It's a little bit wonky, but it'll still be a container. As you can see, that hawthorn is now looking like an appropriate size for that now. Next thing we need to do is we need to hollow out this. So we need to remove that pith. Now, if you don't have a small multi-tool that's kind of long, especially my one, I like to use the saw on this because that saw's teeth are quite good at chewing up the foamy spongy pith further in there. So I can just do that. It kind of pulps it out. But if you don't have that, what you can do is you can get a stick, and I'll show you how to do that. So here I've got myself another piece of hawthorn. As you can see, it's fairly straight, and what we want to do is just knock off the lumps and bumps, and we want to make ourselves a bit of a tool out of this. So what we want is we want an edge along the whole thing, and we kind of want like a chisel point at the top, so when we push it in it kind of chews up and scrapes stuff out. And obviously when we create a blade, it means we can sort of spin it and kind of use it as like an awl to drag the stuff out. So what I like to do is go for a triangle shape, like so. And then what we can do is, obviously that can go in that side, and from that side is we can start pulping that and scraping the inside. So that pulls all its guts out. And obviously if you didn't want to do that, you can just use your knife. You get your knife in there and just scrape. So there's our burdock tube. What we need to bear in mind is a skinny end and a wide end. A bit like sticks, there's a thicker end and a skinnier end. So we kind of want to pair them up. So the wide end here is what I want to use as like my lid, and it gets skinnier. So what we'll do is we'll take it from here, a piece around here, and with this bit, what we'll do is we'll make a bung and a lid all in one, so it fits this. I did cut it with a saw. I didn't need to, could have snapped it and done a little whittling. I do have a little saw in here as well, but I want to show you that this can all be done with just a multi-tool. What we want is we want to reduce this down. I want to cut off about this much, so I don't need this. So what we'll do is do another like relief cut method. We can snap it. Now we have this kind of shape. What we want to do now is we want to carve this down This is the wide side on the burdock. This is the smaller side, until this is almost the right size to fit into there. So I haven't really got too far to go. And what we want to do is we want to start up here. And we want to do like a long taper down to here. And you'll understand why in a bit. So here we have it, it's coming along nicely. I've gone and shortened it a bit more. I'm almost there, it would almost fit the other side, but I don't need that yet. So we need to whittle that down a bit more. What we're doing is we're starting from the top here and we're trying to create this curve. So when this is the right size for the bottom half, we'll bung it in there, go as far as it will go, mark it, then we'll cut it off so it can stay in there. Then this side will be roughly the right size to go in here. And then this little curve, we'll get this a bit steeper in there, will create the right amount of tension, right amount of grip, so when you close the lid, it stays shut. That's why we don't saw around here and do a relief cut, because I kind of want that curve, because it creates a friction fit. It's kind of useful seeing having this, this is wet slightly, so I can see where the water is, because that's how far it goes in so far. This has got a little bit of give to it, slightly spongy, so that's kind of good. So we want a tight fit so it pushes up against it, so this dries and stays on it. But we don't want it so tight that we want to crack it open. So we just need to remove the right bits where needed. I'm thinking here. See how it's only touching there with the water. So we score all the way around. Then we start to eat into that. Obviously what I'm doing here is I'm only scoring on one side, so it cuts it off flush. This would obviously be a lot easier as well with a saw, but for demonstration purposes I'm just using my knife to show you it can be done. Here the bung can go, that's the top, go straight in there. Yeah, so we can fit it. So you can just friction fit it, you can have it sitting a bit proud. So we already have a bung-ish shape. You can see it's almost there. So the more we can make that curve in, it will sit flusher. Yeah, that's that one friction fitting. Bottom, top. It's quite a large one actually. Obviously I can neaten that up and get it to sit a bit flush and stuff. I'll sort that out another time. Meanwhile, the other bit of a burdock I've got, I'm going to quickly make another one with the penknife. Here is my hawthorn. Don't need that much. There we go. Boom. Here's my nice short video on how to make burdock containers. Oh, I could make burdock Russian dolls, couldn't I? If you like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.